episode 51, which was July 15th, 2024.
Oh.
How many months ago was that?
You're going through the history books for this, aren't you?
Yeah. Do we want to say 4? 4 months ago?
Yeah, let's say that.
I'm going to call it right now. Mm-hmm. Trump's number 47. And despite your politics, you know I'm right. So if I heard the clip correctly, Karley, I predicted that the winner of this presidential election would be Donald Trump. Did I not?
You did. You absolutely did. Months in advance.
How did I do that? I'll teach you. I'm not going to gloat too much, but I will teach you how to predict the next president of the United States with 99.9% accuracy.
Okay, I'm interested. Let's hear it.
First of all, we need to talk about a couple of things.
Right.
That was July 15th, I said that. July 21st, Biden bowed out.
Uh-huh.
Before Biden even dropped out, I said that Trump would be the next president of the United States.
Right.
Okay. How, Mike? How did you do it? Do you have some sort of powers of divination? Crystal ball?
I do have a crystal ball at my place, so
See
maybe
into
you've
the
been
future?
gazing into it, you know?
No, it's there's nothing secret about it. First, you have to understand the general principle of the pendulum. Mm-hmm. Let's take politics out of it completely for just a second and talk about mom jeans. In my life, I've seen them go from low-rise jeans in the 60s and 70s to mom jeans in the 80s and 90s to low-rise jeans in the 2000s and 2010s.
Can I just say, high-rise is always where it's at. It's the most flattering on the most bodies. I don't know why low-rise are even a thing, and I'm sick of seeing people's butt cracks.
I know. I mean, like, I'm afraid for the next generation of low-rise jeans. We're going to see all of your body parts.
Right. Well, I mean, we already had that in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, the ultra-low-rise, where it was, like, maybe a 2-inch seam from the crotch all the way up to the end. Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
So you understand that things go way conservative and things go way liberal and back and forth.
Yeah.
And so has it always been, and so shall it always be. I digress. Let's get back to politics. The way you can tell who's going to be the next president of the United States is look at what party is in power now. It's going to be the other one.
Yeah.
So let me back that up a little bit with some hard facts.
Sure.
Just look at a list of the presidents of the United States for the last 50 years.
Right.
Now, I'm not talking about two-term presidents.
Yes, I was going to say the incumbent usually has a better chance of winning.
Let's talk about them. Obama, 2 terms. Clinton, 2 terms. Both Bushes, 2 terms.
Right.
But a single political party hasn't had a different president, same party, since Reagan Bush in the 80s. And before that, it was Johnson Kennedy, I want to say in the 60s. So it could be said that the statistical likelihood of having a new president of the same party is 0.
Yeah.
Unless it is that president. But I think we all kind of knew, and the Democrats had to admit, Biden was losing it.
Yeah.
They shifted their denial of that fact straight to Trump.
Yeah.
And I get that. That's also fair.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, frankly, I think both of them are a little too damn old.
When you go, I mean, we all saw the clip, right, of Trump going to reach for the door handle of a garbage truck and missing.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
No.
All right. So I really am not taking sides. In fact, I'm the perfect person to listen to when it comes to this kind of crap because I don't care.
Yeah.
I think we've established this before.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how you tell. You too can predict the next president of the United States. In fact, I'll double down right now, 4 years in advance, and say a Democrat will be elected in 2028.
Probably.
Now, watch.
The other thing, too, that I'll point out is that not only was Trump the opposite party of the current president, but he also was an incumbent. So he had kind of a twofer going for him.
Okay, there's 2 other reasons I think Trump won. And I think you just hit on the second one. I've hit on the first one, the pendulum.
Yeah.
The second one is he's already a proven winner. And I don't mean he's a real winner.
Right.
I mean, he technically has already won the presidency once before.
Right.
Now, he's only the second president in U.S. history to win, then somebody else becomes president, and then win again.
Right.
Was the other one Grover Cleveland or something? I mean, way back.
Right.
Way back. So that's, I think, the second reason Trump won.
Uh-huh.
And then third and finally, let's look at who the Democrats are blaming themselves. They didn't have the balls to admit that Biden was losing it during his presidency.
Right, dude. He never should have even been on the ballot.
And so when they finally did, Kamala had exactly 107 days to, and I think at the beginning of the Biden administration, Kamala was told to STFU by somebody, the Democrats.
Yeah.
So we didn't hear from her for the last 4 years.
No, it's
I
true.
don't even remember her going and hugging starving kids in Africa or anything.
I feel like I heard more about Michelle Obama than I did about our last vice president, Kamala.
Right. So she had 107 days to A, introduce herself.
Right.
And then B, campaign. Even $1 billion couldn't make her beat Trump.
Now, that being said, I do think that we campaign for way too long. Like in most other countries, it's like a couple of weeks, if that. And I kind of think that's all it should be, because realistically, we're going way too nuts with this.
But yeah,
shit.
Presidential campaigns start at least 2 years in advance. But all the plan, they're planning, 2028 right now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
You're right about that.
I will also say that I think it's interesting that both times Trump went against a woman, he ended up winning. It's probably not all sexism that led to that, but there's probably some. We can all admit that there are sexists out there who are like, a woman can't do it because she has a period.
Gender certainly is involved.
Yeah.
It is a factor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like race was a factor when Obama ran and won. So,
yeah.
Something else that was pointed out that I thought was interesting, because, and we'll continue to joke that Boise is full of flaming liberals. But when you get the county by county breakdown of who voted red in Idaho, I think I'm correct in saying 3 places: Sun Valley, Driggs and Victor, and Coeur d'Alene.
Right.
Those are the 3 places where regular Idahoans can't afford to live. You know who lives there?
Yep.
Flaming liberal Californians.
A bunch of out-of-staters who've got the money. Yeah, I get it. I do.
Thought that was interesting. Prop 1 didn't pass. I think we all feel like open primary is great. Ranked choice voting, not so much.
I mean, I could see where it could be beneficial, but yeah.
I just want to say at the end of it all, here comes the "We're all Americans" speech. I saw, half of them were celebrating, half of them were mourning. People on social media talking about how they got unfriended or unfriended a bunch of people. And sidebar, have we forgotten the 3 rules of civil discourse? You don't talk about politics, religion, or conspiracy theories. Just don't talk about them. You'll be so much happier. But we forget in our little shit box those 3 rules.
Well, but also, those are important pieces of people's lives. I get why they're talking about them.
I get it too, but
especially with friends.
Is it right? It's just kind of funny that because if you do unfriend all those people, guess what you wind up in? You wind up in your own echo chamber, smelling your own farts.
I mean, also, to be fair, I've been
Aren't we supposed to celebrate diversity and shit?
Sure. But also, honestly, like, as far as politics and stuff go, I've been avoiding them for so long because I'm just so sick of it.
Yeah.
It's exhausting dealing with it. And I kind of can't blame people for not wanting to and for just wanting to, be around people with similar views to them.
One thing we know won't happen, though, is Trump won't get kicked off Twitter this time around.
That's true. He and Elon are little buddies, huh? Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are all Americans. We all bleed red. We all poop with our pants on one leg at a time, or whatever we're all pink on the inside. What are all the apropos analogies here?
Right. I am glad that we have a 2-term limit. I think that's always good, just to make sure that power isn't sticking to one person for too long. And also, I'm kind of hoping that now that he's gonna serve both, people will stop with the Trumpisms and stuff, because I think people get a little too passionate when it comes to him. Well, and it's kind of nice knowing that will hopefully end.
That's one thing I wanted to mention about the 2-term presidents. And again, I mentioned 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans, both Bushes, Obama, and Clinton. Right. There is sort of a cult of personality that a president can cultivate in office.
Right.
And that's how you get those 2 terms. I think the best meme that I saw about all of this was a guy who tweeted, "Wouldn't you know it, Taylor Swift was wrong about a guy again."
Aw. Poor Taylor. You know what? She deserves a break.
Well, it's just
cats.
and is Robert De Niro going to leave the country?
I get why people feel so passionately about it, though.
I do too.
Especially with
I have some
Roe v.
close
Wade
personal friends. Yep.
Yeah, being overturned and stuff. I can see I mean, it makes a lot of sense, you know?
Yes, I've had burritos more supreme than this court.
Yes.